Hi everybody, Trainer Tip Thursday. So today we're gonna go over ways to kind of strengthen up your hips. A couple of these you may have seen before, a few you may have seen in class, but I'm just gonna go over about 4 of them. So first one is gonna be starting in a standing position and doing hip circles. I like to do these in my warm up, especially because we are using our hips a lot in kickboxing. So we're just kind of come up to that single leg balance, bring it out to the side and back in, going to the outside, alternating the leg, getting as far out as you can, as far up as you can, as big of a circle as you can. You want to go outside, and then you also want to go to the inside. So you're going out, and you're also coming back in. You're going to feel that in your glutes and all in your hips. You can do seated marching or standing marching. So with the marching, if you're seated, you can either be seated in a chair or you can also be seated on a stability ball. It's gonna make it a little bit harder. I'm gonna go ahead and sit on this table and I'll show you kind of what the marching is gonna look like. So making sure that we're nice and flat back, core is engaged. Feel free to hang on to that chair, table, bench, whatever you need to do. Knees are right above those ankles. So your toes are gonna stay flexed. You're gonna squeeze and lightly lift your leg and come back down. You want to make sure that we're squeezing the core to lift the leg. You want no other motion besides squeezing your glutes and those hip flexors. Keeping the toes flexed. Notice how slow I'm going. I'm not letting my torso come toward my knee. I'm not slamming my foot on the ground. It's a few seconds up and a few seconds down for that one. Again, you can also do the same thing standing, making sure adding a little bit more of a balance element to it here. You can add an overhead element as well if you feel confident and comfortable in that. As another way to strengthen those hips, butterfly pose is going to be sitting down on the ground. So we've all done that butterfly stretch before. Make sure that we're doing that. You can always flutter those knees. You can also lay down and do this and just kind of let that all open up, relaxing through the glutes. You don't want to squeeze your glutes, but it'll help kind of open up and stretch out those hips. And the last one is going to be just a knee tuck. So you want to keep your one leg straight, knee on the floor the entire time. The other knee is going to come in toward your chest. This one is great for stretching out the back as well, but you will feel that nice stretch in your hips and in your hip flexors. Again, making sure that bottom leg stays straight. You'll hold this for 10 to 15 seconds on each side, and then you're gonna do that 4 or 5 times. The other ones you can do for rep counts, you can do for holds. If it's a hold like that butterfly pose, 10, 15 seconds, give it a break, build your way up to 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, things like that. The hip circles, you wanna do, about 10 on each leg, each side, inward and outward. And then the marching, just taking your time, maybe you're doing 10 marches, taking a little break, doing that 4 or 5 times. Again, these are things to strengthen the hips, to stretch the hips, and just kind of keep your overall hip health healthy.